Okay. Good evening, everybody. I am Chris Bagg. I am one of the two co-owners of the Chris Bagg Coaching Group. And we are here this evening to do some stretch cords and some pull-ups because most of the pools out there are closed. And so we need to do something to kind of keep that motion going, to mimic, to keep our swim strength somewhat engaged during this time that all the pools are not accessible. I'm wearing my puffy jacket because I'm out in my garage and it is a little bit cold out here because the only way to get non-Dexter-like light is to keep the door open. So without further ado, we are going to get after it. And I've got my stretch cords anchored down here. They're just a really simple set of basically TheraBands that I've got some handles tied into, and what we're going to do is we're going to start with some double arm pulls. For this, you're going to come down to around horizontal, and you're just going to start doing some double arm pulls like this. You want the band to be at a height that really just allows your arms to kind of pull back to normal. We're going to start with 30 seconds of double arm pulls, and then we're going to go to some single arm pulls once we get through this. And then we're going to do always sets of 2 pull-ups in between, or we're going to do whatever sets of pull-ups you can do. Okay, on to single arms now. Try to get a little bit of some hip rotation in, just like you would if you were swimming. Again, there should just be enough tension in the bands to pull your arms naturally back to the front. All right, I'm already starting to warm up. This is good. All right, that's 30 seconds there. Next, you're going to go to wherever you are doing your pull-ups. For me, I've set up a little step ladder, and I've got something here in my garage. So my face is going to disappear for a second while I do my 2 pull-ups. If you can't do 2 pull-ups, you can get yourself up to something that you can grab onto and get to this position and just do lowers. So you do there and then climb back up and lower down again. Okay, back to your stretch cords. Now we're going to do a minute of double arm pulls. I'm also waiting for my Finis stretch cords to show up. Molly and I both ordered 2 sets last week, so I may have some extras if anybody needs any. Now we're going to do 1 minute each of the doubles and the singles. So we've got 20 more seconds of this set of doubles. I hope everybody is doing okay out there, is staying active, staying engaged with people, reaching out, using your networks. Okay, on to single arm. This is really good because you should ideally feel the stress of this workout in your lats, not the tops of your shoulders, not here. People very often say that they're getting tired in that part of their shoulder that I just noticed, that I just mentioned. And really, where you should get tired when you're swimming is in the big muscles of your lats, which is why we're doing the pull-ups in between the stretch cord sets. All right, I am starting to get warm. I hope you are too. Okay, let go of the stretch cord. See? Whew. I am starting to get a little winded. Back to your pull-ups. Another 2 pull-ups or another couple of lowers. Okay. I'm going to come over to my monitor. I'm going to see who we have. Oh, Amy is apologizing for the state of our garage, which, yes, we are still kind of moving in here. And I hope you all do like our vintage tennis racket. Okay, back to the stretch cords. Now, a minute 30 of doubles, a minute 30 of singles. Starting to really get after it. Should be really feeling it in your lats. This is a pretty intense session. We're only going to be here for about 25 minutes today, but as some of my athletes have already pointed out, they are going to be sore tomorrow. I know I'm going to be sore. So the reason that we only do the 2 pull-ups, the best way to get better at a maximum effort movement like a pull-up is to really dial back the amount that we do, because it's not like doing another weighted exercise where you can control the weight. The weight is you. And so instead of just going to failure every time, where you're really going to overtax your system, what you do is you figure out what your max number is. For me right now, that's around 4. That's failure. And then you just do sets of 1/2 of that. So that's why I'm doing 2. If your max number right now is just 2 pull-ups, just do 1. If your max number is like 5 or 6, maybe you'll do 3. So that's how that goes. Okay, switch to single arm for 90 seconds. If you can't bend over like this for long periods of time, or if it messes with your low back, you can anchor the band up over your head and basically pull it down in front of you. You can also put like a bench on the floor or something like that and get it up off the ground so your arms won't touch the floor, and you can do it that way. You can also set up a bench on like an angle, like the Vasa trainer thing. That's another way that you can modify this. Maybe a really skinny table. The ideas are endless. If you have an amazing idea, go ahead and put it in the chat for us so we can pass it along to the others out there. Oh boy, how was I ever cold? I am starting to feel it. Oh, thank you guys all for joining us. This is a nice way to round out another day at home. All right, we are almost up the pyramid on the stretch cords. You know the drill now. We are going to leave the stretch cords. We're going to head back to our pull-ups for set number 3 of the pull-ups. I apologize that I just disappear out of view every time we do this. All right, that's starting to get hard. Starting to feel it. Hi, Jenny. Hi, Joanne. It is so good to see all of you. Stretch cord versus bands. So these are stretch cords. If you're referring to bands that show up in like a swim workout, Bands are a particularly nefarious tool that coaches use. Those bands go around your ankles. Okay, 2 minutes of double arm. Here we go. This is also a great mobility exercise. Really get your shoulders moving through their full range of motion. If you're starting to feel a little tired, you can always step a little closer to your anchor point. If you're having trouble finding something to anchor to, you can always put it in underneath a table leg. You can close the bands in a door jamb. One good trick is to put the anchor around a doorknob and then just close the door and do the stretch cords from the other side. If you don't have a set of stretch cords in your swim bag or the bag that you always take to races, you should go ahead and throw a set in there. You will very often notice the pros warming up with a set of stretch cords like this. Especially these days where it is getting less and less likely for people to be allowed into the water before the swim. This is the longest set of the stretch cords today. 2 minutes of double, 2 minutes of single, and then we're going to head back down the pyramid. 20 more seconds of doubles, then we'll shift to the singles. All right, on to the singles. So, in news of other stuff we've got coming up, we've got another one of our spin classes, 6:30 tomorrow morning. And then Amy VT is back for a 30-minute yoga session on Thursday at 5 p.m. Same time as we are right now. That has been our most popular session yet. So you're not going to want to miss that. Another minute and 15 seconds here. And we go to our fourth set of pull-ups. You guys are beyond the halfway point now. Nice work. Keep it up. Whew. 40 more seconds. Really try to focus the motion from your lats, big muscles of your back. That's what is really going to make you a more powerful swimmer. Technique is still important. You got to do your technique work, but you also have to do your strength and conditioning work at the same time. Whew. Wow, 4 minutes straight. That is pretty good. Give yourself a little break because we're going to do our pull-ups and then we are going to start coming back down the pyramid. But at the moment, you are over halfway done. If you don't have a place to do pull-ups, you can go ahead, you can do push-ups. That's another great motion because some people don't believe that you use your pecs while swimming. You do. You use your pec minor, these muscles up here, quite a bit. It also just is a great upper body tool. If you run out of steam on doing push-ups, go ahead and do some dead bugs like we did in morning routine the other day. All right, I got my breath back. I'm headed for another set of pull-ups. Pull-ups are also a great mobility generator because they really force you to the full range of motion in your lats and your shoulders and all the tendons of that area. You can probably tell that I'm starting to get a little tired myself. I'm starting to take slightly longer breaks in between sets and whatnot. It's like the master's minute in swimming. You can always tell those swimmers that are kind of milking the rest for as long as possible. Okay, here we go. 90 seconds. Back to double arm pulls. We're about 15 minutes in to what is right around a 25-minute session. Here we go. I made that a little too easy. It's a little too close to the anchor point. I've got a really cranky left shoulder, I always have, but I've really noticed that when I'm doing my stretch cord work and my pull-ups, that it really tends to get better quickly. One of the great reasons to remember that if you don't have an injury in the joint, you have a movement restriction, that mobility and getting through the full range of motion is important. You got to use the joint. If you just let it sit there all the time and protect it, it's never going to get better. You don't want to overuse it. Overuse is just another word for injury, but you do need to utilize it and not just protect it all the time. Okay, 30 more seconds. We'll switch to single arms. This is a set of 90 seconds and 90 seconds. You can probably see the structure of the workout by now. You guys get it. You're endurance athletes. You're good at pattern recognition. Okay, single arm. I try to make my hands kind of look the way that they'll look when I'm swimming. You can see that I'm not just grasping around the bands, in fists, especially in the single arms here. Really focusing on pushing that water straight back behind me, bending from the elbows. Got about 50 more seconds here. And then, you guessed it, a couple more pull-ups. Joanne, I thought you already did this today. I'm stoked that you're back for round 2. I'd expect nothing less from you, though. Hmm. 15 more seconds. Keep it up. You guys are in the home stretch. Only a total of 3 minutes of stretch cords left and 2 sets of pull-ups. So we're getting there. All right, let those stretch cords go. Whew. Head to your pull-up station, wherever that is. Whoa. You're probably noticing my pull-ups are getting slower and slower. I've done 10 now, but I've also done about 10 before this, trying to get the distance of the foot ladder correct and the camera and everything like that. I think probably camera needs to be a little farther back in the future. Ah, hello, Nicole. Thank you for joining us. I'm surprised that you can see me, even though I am dressed all in camo. Okay, here we go. 1 minute double arms, 1 minute single arms. Only one more set of pull-ups. Thank God. Maybe a bonus set if people really like pump it up in chat, really go for it, make some noise. I will do another set. And this is a great example of kind of fitness where you can find it. Our garage is pretty messy. The gym is closed. And generally we're supposed to stay indoors right now, but it's amazing what you can find just around your house. You can do kettlebell stuff with a full jug of water. All right, single arm, 1 minute. There's all sorts of modifications that you can do. Use some cinder blocks for like farmer's carry. That's another good one. All right, 45 more seconds of single arm. Almost there. One more set of pull-ups, unless you guys make a ton of noise. And only about a minute of more stretch cord stuff, which is good. I'm starting to feel it. Whew, okay, drop those cords. Off to your pull-up station. Last set. Thank God. I'm having trouble getting up the step ladder even. Another modification that you can do when you're doing pull-ups, if you can't get one completed, is get one of those big power bands, the ones that are about an inch thick, and you can attach it to your pull-up bar and then put it down to your feet, and that's basically going to help you out just like an assisted pull-up machine. So if you don't have one of those, go ahead and grab those somewhere, and then again anchor up top, and then basically you just stand in it. At first you're like, this is never going to work, and then your body weight does stretch it to the full distance, and it really, really helps when you're doing your pull-ups. Okay, here we go. Last time through, and then I'll see just how much you guys want me to do. Another attempt at 2 more pull-ups, bringing the total of today to 14. All right, 30 seconds, right where we started. All right, let's take it to single arm. Here we go. Okay, only 15 more seconds, and then you guys are done. Oh, wow. All right. Let those stretch cords go. Pat yourselves on the back. It's not a bad stretch. Let's see. How much do you guys want me to do it? Okay. Enid, because you asked, Enid, and I will do anything for you. we are going to do 1-4 set of pull-ups. And if I end up in a heap on the floor, then that's all right. That just means it's a good, strong day. So here we go. 1 more set of pull-ups. Well, that was a slow one. Oh, God. Look at that. 24 minutes. Pretty torched, I bet. I know I'm feeling like that was quite intense. But thank you guys so much for joining us for this. Again, please tune in tomorrow morning at 6:30 to join us for a spin class. Molly and I may have something really cool in the works by then, but we can't promise anything at the moment. If you have found your way here and you have not followed us yet, please go ahead and follow us. That is going to make a huge difference for us in getting this Twitch channel really off the ground and being able to bring you guys a lot of really, really cool content wherever you are from wherever we are. But again, before we go, we really want to wish you guys all the best and take care of yourself wherever you are and take care of your families. And I know that it's really hard to be stuck inside, and especially for those of us that are super active and really enjoy getting outside for the things that we like to do and keep us sane. So try to keep some perspective, try to enjoy yourselves, enjoy your families, stay healthy, and we love you, and we will see you tomorrow morning at 6:30. Bye.